Tom Rooney. He is the deputy GOP whip and former Army JAG. Congressman, it's a pleasure to get a moment with you this afternoon as well. Let's stick first with the physical aspects of security. There seem to be a few ideas floating around. One, this proposal to pass a law that keeps guns 1,000 feet away from a legislator. Does that have a chance?
I seriously doubt it. We're going to hear a lot of these kind of ideas that are going to come forth, and you know, the tragedy in Tucson, being what it is going to cause a lot of people to try to come up with solutions, and I think that that's part and parcel to our job. But I just don't think that there's any way that you're going to be able to keep a federal politician, a United States congressman, from being able to go out and press the flesh and meet the people without any kind of roadblocks. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, of all the ideas that I've heard, the one that seemed to make a little bit of sense is better coordination between Capitol Police and local police districts,
right.
Simply giving heads up.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do in our office specifically, is we're going to make sure that I represent 8 counties in Florida. We're going to make sure that there's somebody in the sheriff's office of the 8 counties that knows when I'm in town, that knows if I'm going to be having any kind of a gathering or where people are, not necessarily, just for my safety, but to make sure that when people are coming out to visit their congressman, they're not going to fear, for their lives or for their safety.
Your thoughts on the comment from the Sergeant at Arms as to the relevance of our national investment in attending to the mentally ill?
Well, I have to agree with what my friend Joe Crowley just said. I think it's a testament to what we're all doing here today. We had a prayer service today. Joe's wife and my wife are friends, and I think it shows an unseen side of Congress that most people don't get to see, which is why this day is so emotional. But with regard to the mental health, I've taken the lead along with members of the Democratic Party to try to do something about mental health with our returning war fighters. Comes with more access to psychiatrists and mental health screening when they return from deployment. That's one thing that I'm looking at, but it goes to what Joe was saying about the stigma of mental health, what it means in this country. We have to get over it. We have to move forward, that people that need that kind of help, specifically in my respect in the military, are given it when they return home.
Yeah, and I could not obviously agree more with that. One other thing that struck me as I was doing some research today was the incredibly high correlation, not between mental illness and violence, as there appears to be actually very low correlations between mental illness and violence, although those who become violent may be mentally ill. Those who are mentally ill have almost no correlation to becoming violent. But there is a high correlation between mental illness and poverty. What can be done not only with mental illness, but with our national awareness of the role that poverty plays in this country, the lack of jobs, and all the sorts of things that we will get into in a broader debate on a different day, and how poverty then breeds the sort of mental illnesses that we struggle with.
Well, I think that, again, we get back to once we move beyond the idea of the stigma and there's something wrong with somebody or somebody's crazy or nuts, and we can start addressing ways in which we can help them and make them productive members of the society despite their mental health issue, we might be able to start moving forward. But as of right now, we're still really stuck, I think, in the past when it comes to how we treat and how we interact with those who might need mental health help.
Yep. Listen, Congressman, a pleasure. Thank you.